for you all to meet some badass ladies who kick bad guys while helping the guys. Here at 10 Anime, where the badass girl falls for the boy. Let's go. You can now add any of these anime I talk about to your watch list by clicking the link on the pinned comment. And check out my new site if you haven't. Number 10, Glenn Pinnear.
大丈夫よ。週一は生き残るわ。私がついてるから。
Tell him this is a show about a guy who turns into a monster and a girl who opens a zipper and gets inside this monster is probably not the best way to explain this show, but honestly, there's no other way. This is about Shuchi Kagaya, who has the ability to turn into a dangerous-looking Winnie the Pooh. He uses this to save people, but that's until a girl called Claire blackmails him into helping her.
大丈夫。コインは使わないわ。私には週一がいるから。
This show is a seinen, and like a lot of other seinen, they make it as dark and brutal as possible. If you determine the show by the edgy factor, then you'd give this a 10 out of 10. But if you check both the story and the edgy factor, then this falls somewhere around a 7. The show only adapts the first few arcs of the manga and ends with a cliffhanger. But that doesn't help this from getting added to the list because there's a badass girl who gets inside a furry. Number 9, Shikamori's not just a cutie.
だからたまに思うんですよ。泉さんから見た世界は。誰だけ綺麗なんだろう。
If you need a show that focuses on a lot of romance and has one heck of a badass girl and one heck of a nerdy guy, then this is the perfect show for you. This is about a girl called Shikamori who's already has a boyfriend. Is her boyfriend a gym athlete? Not really. It's this guy. Shikamori loves him, and whenever he's in trouble, which is a lot, Shikamori is there to save the day.
なんか今日の服に合いません？
異界の王子じゃん。100万点。やった。
This is one of those shows that twists and turns the tropes to see if it can tell an interesting story. Usually we get the badass guys protecting the innocent girls, but now it's badass girls protecting the innocent guys. Did it work? Well, I think they did a good job with it. Just like how you get tired of the damsel in distress tropes, there's always those times where you get tired of the gentleman in distress trope? Is that what they call it? I don't know, but this should be a fun watch. Number 8, High School of the Dead. Remember Tetsuro Araki? He's the guy who directed Attack on Titan when it was done by Wit Studios. He's also the same Chad who blesses us with High School of the Dead, a story where two guys and a group of overly lewd high school girls get chased by zombies. Along the way, they face various challenges, like how you see in those zombie mobile game advertisements, and the point in here is how the girls are badass and the guys are, well, badass too.
ならば今は戦の一時あるのみ。
This got released in 2010, where the zombie and survival genres weren't very popular. So when this got aired, it became an immediate hit. Yes, this has some physics moments that'll give Newton a heart attack, but just like Attack on Titan, the story is fast-paced and there's more focus on the action and suspense. So you just want to go. Number 7, Triage X.
ミコト、大丈夫か？
このバカ。出前なんて頼んでねえんだよ。
If High School of the Dead's what you call edgy, then this is what you call Ultra Pro Max Edgy. It's like they dialed the action notch to the very edge, so this looks like something Michael Bay would do when he was high. Triage X is about a guy joining a special task force team to take down deadly criminals from smugglers to politicians. Along the way, our guy finds friends within his team, which are obviously girls, but not just girls, badass girls.
オペの後は患者の回復を待つのみ。地獄で感謝しなさい。執刀医が私であることを。
Triage X, like I said, is what you get when you combine too much action, too much expository dialogue, too much pacing, and too much fan service into one anime. Now that might sound bad, but at least I enjoyed it. It's not something you'd watch to understand the deep philosophical meaning of life. It's something you watch with the same vibe you'd watch the Transformers movie series. Number 6, Black Lagoon.
本当に面倒な野郎だなお前は。長生きできねえぞバカ。
バカなのも苦労するのもお互い様だ。
お前は私の上を行くバカ。
If you don't call a girl who curses every 1 minute and then goes on a killing spree with just 2 pistols badass, then I don't know what you can define it. Black Lagoon is about an average office worker kidnapped by a group of pirate mercenaries. The office worker realizes how worthless his life is when there's no one to save him, so he says, screw it, I'll pirate my life just like how I pirated games when I was a kid.
ここで俺をやりゃそれがいい証拠になる。
それしかやり方を知らねえんだよ。
think the main star of the show is not the office worker because I even forgot the guy's name. The real star of the show is Revi. She's that badass gunslinging woman who kicks ass while being creative with insults. She's so popular, the marketing team labeled her on every poster. So if you want an action anime with a badass girl, here you go. Number 5, Nadia, Secret of Blue Water.
君の体重どのくらいなの？君の体重さ。失礼ね。デデにそんなこと聞くなんて。
Time for some old as gold type of anime. And you know, I try to include at least one of these in every list. This is about a villain trying to conquer the world like a lot of villains do. The only difference is how his name is Gargoyle. To stop him, the brave soldier Nadia must seek the help from a young inventor, Jean-Roch Latrogue, and Captain Nemo of the submarine Nautilus.
そんな。ねえ、ちょっと待ってよ。どうしちゃったのさ。これ以上あなたに迷惑はかけられない。
This anime came out in an era where there wasn't many female-led anime, and it wasn't such a popular trope back then. And because of that reason, that went under the radar of many of the old anime fans who were probably in their 30s by now. But Nadia is a very interesting protagonist, and our young inventor is more of the brains rather than the brawn. So this anime is a perfect fit for this list. Number 4, Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead.
はあ、そんな大型車で乗り捨てられた車だらけの道をどうやって走るのよ。こちらにすべきです。こちらでフィックスします。
If you work at an office or any workplace, then there's always moments where you feel overworked and feel like your life is worthless. It's probably the best time for a zombie apocalypse to happen. This is about Akira Tendo, who is way too overworked that he decides the best thing to do during a zombie apocalypse is to do 100 things he could never do.
客なのでよかったら静香さんも一緒に群馬
あなたたちと同行すると命がいくつあっても足りない。
One of the reasons which this anime got so popular was because of the main character. His I don't give a damn attitude is pretty much the opposite of a lot of main characters during a zombie apocalypse. Of course, the female character helped. She's a badass trying to stay healthy during a zombie apocalypse. See, it's all about priorities. Number 3, Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress.
私を乗せてってよ。その代わりこの車両からそっちには行かないからさ。
おいまだ俺が喋った。
No, we're not done with zombies. Like Attack on Titan, humanity is trapped in fear. This time, from zombie-like creatures called Cabaneri that feed on humans. The story follows a group of survivors escaping their destroyed hometown on a train while battling these terrifying monsters. Along the way, they face not just Cabaneri, but also the dangers of human nature.
あんたならカバネに噛まれても平気でしょ。
平気なわけあるか。
When this was released, people drew comparisons between this and Attack on Titan a lot. And then they immediately went to the conclusion on how Attack on Titan did a lot of stuff better. But if you step away from that comparison mentally and analyze it as a zombie show, find a lot of stuff done right. Get a badass female character, a main character who has a functioning brain, and some very nice animation to go along with the action. Number 2, Dandadan.
これならクセ男ぶっ飛ばせるわい。
We got tired of the zombie shows, now we got a show with everything. Aliens, supernatural grannies, monsters all packed in one. Our girl Momo meets a boy named Ken, who is crazy about aliens, while she's all about ghosts. So they make a bet to prove which one is real, and find out they're both legit. Oh, and let's just say our boy loses his manhood to a grandma who could probably outrun the Flash. No joke, that actually happens.
何してんだよバカ。正気に戻りやがれ。そんなの。
Dandadan is one of those rare series that has a little bit of everything. You got wild supernatural creatures, aliens invading, magic, romance, awesome characters, and drama that hits right when it should. If you haven't checked this one out yet, do it now. You won't regret it. Oh, and season 2 is coming this fall, so be ready. Number 1, Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
ルーシー。
平気よ。
よかった。
Remember Cyberpunk? The game that had more bugs than a bug-infested house? Did you know it got its own anime? What are you in the mood for? Romance? Action? Insane violence and fan service? Or maybe a deep emotional story about people struggling to survive in a ruthless capitalist world? Cyberpunk Edge Runners has all of that and more.
こっちが若いってマウント取りに来るやつなんて最低。
例えば。
手長鉄器。
Edge Runners takes the world of Cyberpunk 2077 and fills it with amazing characters, all while diving deep into its dark, brutal themes. Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't some happily ever after meet again and the afterlife kind of story. It's violent, it's heartbreaking, it's bloody, but it's also really good. And of course, Lucy is one heck of a badass girl, so this comes at number 1.